How's it going, ladies and Bruces? I'm Bobby Sixkilla. Welcome back to the VII Enigma. We left it at the end of the last episode because it was running on a little bit long. We just got a message from Tara Evans, but now we have also a message from the founder, which we're going to have to listen to. So let's jump into that, shall we? Yes, let's play it. We waited just like he asked. Let's listen to what he has planned for us. Okay, here we go.
If you're hearing this message, it means you made it to Pandora's box without getting caught. Well done. That's no easy feat. I'm sure you're all wondering what the plan is with Pandora's box, though I have to say that my plan may surprise you somewhat. You see, using the identifier to send the message back to 2043 is actually our fallback option. It's a form of insurance, if you will, a plan B.
A plan B?
You're probably wanting to send a message back to 2043 to change the timeline and stop Bosk from ever rising to power. Of course, there are several problems with this. Firstly, you need a working transmitter. Pandora's box is a receiver only. It was unfortunate that the unit from the tunnels got destroyed, but I knew that that'd be a necessary sacrifice in order to rescue Dr. Elijah Shaw without them discovering our plans. It is also unfortunate that the Elijah you have with you has lost his memories, and in his current state can't upgrade Pandora's box to being a working transmitter. Yes, I know the state you found Dr. Shaw in, and the fact that he can't remember anything.
So he did know all this time.
This isn't the biggest issue with the plan though, as I do have a fix for this. I'll explain to you later. The biggest issue is if we send that message back to 2043, it'd have to include instructions from Dr. Shaw and Dr. Evans to prevent Bosk from forming. However, it was only through their formation that so many lives were able to be saved in such a short period of time from the pandemic. Any message sent this early runs the serious risk of altering the timeline to a much worse version of history. We cannot take those 8 billion lives saved lightly. Whatever changes we make that far back in the timeline are final from our perspective. There will be no second attempts. The new timeline will be too different to making such a big change so far back. You'll be eliminating the current versions of yourselves completely, with no ability to observe and correct if something goes wrong. Again, it should all be held as a plan B, a trump card, only to be used to leverage some power against Bosk, or when all other avenues have failed us.
Damn, he has a point.
The most ideal outcome would be to take Bosk down after they've fulfilled their role in unifying the world to overcome the pandemic. I have a plan for this, but to do it, we need Dr. Elijah Shaw, his memories, and a working Tempest machine.
Well, we at least have some of those things.
I managed to gain access to some future tech and to a Tempest machine, which is how you got these messages. Unfortunately, I can't get access to the actual plans for building a transmitter, or I would have sent them to you. Attempting to do so would be too risky. Our plan would fail before it got off the ground. Any blueprints to build Tempest units themselves are the most secretive designs of all of Bosk and are heavily monitored. This meant the only option was to find a way to try and restore Elijah's memories so he could build it himself.
He knows a way to restore my memories?
Here is plan A. We need to restore Dr. Elijah Shaw's memories and have him build a new type of device, one that will save the world by somehow destroying Bosk's ability to use the Tempest system. If we can stop their use of the Tempest system, we can cut off the information that empowers their control. It'll be cutting the head off the snake, so to speak.
A new device to disrupt Tempest transmission.
Dr. Elijah Shaw has already shown his ability to come through in an hour of need. He did it once before in the original timeline. If there's anyone who can do it, it would be him. In the time I'm from, it's too late. Even if we were to cut off the Tempest system, Bosk is too powerful. The same is not true in your time. To be honest, I have no idea if such a machine is even possible, or if this is all a pipe dream. I suppose this whole plan to begin with was predicated on several miracles taking place. Even so, it is worth all our effort to say that we did all we could. We can always fall back to plan B if nothing else. Now, to restore Dr. Shaw's memories, I'll have you build a device. I included the designs to modify a standard brain scanner, along with the software to drive it, so this shouldn't be difficult. You likely saw those designs alongside this file. I'm not a scientist, but in my time the technology related to the brain has improved dramatically. So you should be able to use it to stabilize and sync the memories of Dr. Shaw so that he can work on his task.
So that's what those files were.
The supplies I had you collect in the city were to modify the brain scanner, and also extra parts commonly used in the electronics related to Tempest systems. You should have everything you need for the tasks at hand. The primary reason I brought you here was so you could utilize this prototype Tempest machine to significantly speed up your process. Pandora's box is already synced to the Tempest field and fully functional. Utilize it to develop your device and bring down Bosk, or at the very least, modify it to be able to transmit, for if we have to run without plan B. From here, the path becomes increasingly uncertain. If you have made it this far, then the new loop has deviated significantly from the future I know. You will have to trust your own judgment. There is little I'll be able to do to guide you through it. I promise at the end of this, I would tell you everything. So, make it to the end. Create a miracle with your own hands. If you do, you will hear from me one final time, and the miracle will be complete. You will understand what I'm saying when the time comes. Good luck.
Jasper reaches over to the device and slowly closes the file, deep in thought. Whoa. Looks like I'm gonna have a lot to do. Trying to get that tech set up. To be frank, I don't really know what to say. I didn't really anticipate his plan was gonna take this kind of a turn. You hear what he said? Sounds like he knows his plan is stupid. He relies on miracles. We should just send the message back to 2043. I'm sure if we do that, we'll figure out a way without Bosk. It really is a dangerous move, like the founder said. We don't know if that'll do more harm than good. Either way, we would need to restore Elijah's memories if we want to transmit anything. Pretty Miss here is right. Whether we go with Plan A or Plan B, they both depend on Elijah getting his memories back to work on this machine here. Did you just call it Pretty Miss? Our next move is clear then. The first thing we need to do is restore Elijah's memories. We can decide which course to take later. Jasper, we'll be relying on you to get this device ready. Sure thing, I'll get to work on it right away. Right. I never even asked for my feelings on getting my memories back. Seems that decision was made without me. Why am I so afraid at the thought of it though? Elijah stares off in thought as Zyla catches his glance. Don't overthink this, Elijah. Let's just take this one step at a time. Yeah, it's fine, I'm just thinking, that's all. Alright, let's head back up for now. We got what we came for. We can build the memory sync device up top. Right, let's go. Okay. Chapter 4, Synchronicity. Ooh, fancy. Wait in here, sir. The master will be with you momentarily. Okay then. Beckett finds himself alone in the parlour of Lionel's luxurious private residence at their agreed time of meeting. He plods around the room examining the strange furnishings and ornaments for several minutes as he waits for his engagement to begin. Suddenly an unsettling voice trumpets from over Beckett's shoulder. Ah, so good of you to come, Agent Beckett. I have very much been looking forward to this little chat. Here, make yourself comfortable. Thank you, sir. Oh, is that courtesy I hear? It appears you've done some research on me since the last time. Though, of course, manners have their place. Still, I wish you to dispense with the sir business. It was much more fun when you shared your mind openly, like last time. When you were creeping around in a fucking bush like a crazy person, if you wish. Well, what I really wish is to know what kind of a man you are, but no doubt you've already ascertained that is my intention, have you not, Agent Beckett? An almost sinister smile creeps onto Lionel's face as he looks intently at Beckett, awaiting his reaction. Guilty? There'd be no other reason for a man like yourself to stoop down to meet with someone on my level. True. Though I like not to look only at who someone is, but who they may become. All things have a process they must take to reach maturity. The real question is, where does this road lead us to? Who will you become? I do wonder. I'm not sure who I'll become. It sounds like you have a better idea of that than I do. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Things appear to have taken quite an unexpected turn, at least from what I was expecting, that is. Though perhaps this is all part of the process. And what process would that be? Well, you sure like to get straight to the heart of the matter, don't you? Why not start with a drink before all that, yes? Do you like red wine? On occasion. Well, I do think this is quite the occasion. Try this, an old French bottle produced in the early 20s. Cost a pretty penny, this one. Lionel pours 2 glasses and hands one over to Beckett. Thanks. Tell me, do you like what I've done with the place? I'm not much of a designer, though. I find these old historical furnishings a little odd, if I were to be honest. Odd, you say? I suppose that is true. Yet for me, that is its charm. It reminds me of the history that has come before us, the countless lives burdened with the task of bringing beauty and order into a world of chaos and meaninglessness. We only sit here thanks to those who have come before us. We're a product of their struggles, and it is our responsibility to bring to completion their work. That is why I like to surround myself with things of historical significance. If that's what you're into, I guess. I'm not sure we bring their work to completion. Each generation just does their best with the lot given to them, and then they pass on what they can to the next. I don't think there's some grand purpose. Say, Beckett, do you recognize the piece of music that's been playing? I can't say I do. I'm not much of a music buff. Beckett attempts to remain calm. As an expert interrogator, he understands the importance of not allowing the cracks to show in a pressure situation. Although armed with this knowledge, the manner of Lionel and his jumping of topics is starting to get to Beckett. This is Bach, a Baroque composer from the 18th century. It's one of his violin concertos. Do you like it? Seems like quite sophisticated music, I guess. Not something I'd listen to myself, though. Bach was an absolute musical genius from Germany, a famed organist who was often employed to compose for the church. He used to write the same thing at the end of every piece of music he composed, the letters SDG, standing for the phrase Soli Deo Gloria. Do you know what that means? Sounds Latin, but beyond that I couldn't tell you. It means for the glory of God alone. Every piece he wrote, dedicated to God's glory. I wonder what God represented to him as a musician. I wonder what he was really fighting to create with the harmonies he weaved as a composer. What's your opinion, Beckett? Are you the religious type? Not many are nowadays. Can't say I've given the matter too much thought. Right. You do seem more like the put your head down and work hard type. Buck had a terribly difficult life, you see. His first wife died suddenly and unexpectedly while Buck was on a trip. She was still only young. He had 3 children in a row die before reaching their first birthday. In total, Buck had 10 children pass away before they even reached adulthood. This is only a taste of the suffering he endured in his life, all while he was working away, weaving some of the most glorious compositions the world has ever heard. Why do you think this is, Agent Beckett? What drove him onward? He wrote his answer on every piece of music. It was for the glory of God. What is God? A God is the ideal you aspire to. Everyone has a God. It is the lofty goal you can't quite reach, that which exists in your mind but you can't touch with your hands. He longed for a world free of the suffering he endured, free of the random chaotic events that marred this world. He longed for a world as harmonious as the compositions he created himself. He was ever drawn forward to contribute toward the birthing of such a world. We all have a God, you say? I'm not so sure about that. Ah, but you do. What drives you ever onward? All humans have a driving force. We all have a God. We just aren't always aware what it is that rules us. Not being like his father is what drives Beckett onward. You see, there is one unifying God of every culture, one unifying force. Even in nature, the universe, there is one common goal and trait we all share, one lofty goal we're all seeking. Sounds like you have it all figured out then. I'm just a cog in a larger machine. This whole existence is one in which chaos gives rise to order. All of human history, to this point, is like a womb. Our chaotic history has its place. It's had its time and purpose, but the labor pains are almost over now. There is pain in the birthing process. There is pain and tension in delivering things to their right place. There is resistance by those who want to live in the past, but even they have their place as chaos give rise to order. I honor our past and I understand the pain of those who don't want it to end. But it is time for perfect harmony to find its fulfillment, for perfect order to be birthed into the world. Lionel grows increasingly impassioned as he pours forth his speech. As Beckett watches on, a wave of dread starts to overtake him, as if the weight behind the man's words were more than just the ramblings of an eccentric, that something more ominous was at hand. What is it you're planning? It sounds like you mean something very specific the way you're speaking then. That may be true. I'd planned to rely on you more, but your recent actions have caused me to doubt in my information somewhat. I have something I'd like you to do. Succeed, and you'll have earned my trust. Sir, at the moment I'm focusing my attention on recapturing Dr. Elijah Shaw and those that are with him. You may keep doing that. Consider this a small side job to work on while your team is searching for more information. What do you say? Lionel gives Beckett a smirk before raising his glass to his lips. You know very well I can't refuse your request. Not that I would want to. This is my chance to prove to yourself and to Bosk that despite what has happened, I am in fact the best there is. What is it you want me to do? Yes, that was the spit of fiery determination I was looking for. Okay, here's what I have for you. He's such a creepy bastard. He's getting way too into his speech, man. Later that night, Elijah sits alone on his bed, in the cold of the bunk room, straightening his thoughts given the latest string of revelations. This whole thing just gets more and more unbelievable. Firstly, there was that audio message, an alternate version of myself sent from line 0. He sent his memories back to the past. It seems in order to protect some information, something about her legacy. I wonder if Ica was correct, and it's some hidden research Dr. Tara and I were working on. Why would it be so important that he needed to encode it as memories though, rather than ordinary data? Perhaps it was to protect it from anyone other than myself being able to access it, like we theorized. But still, it's all based on speculation. One thing is clear, that orb appeared to be a way to try and load those very memories onto my mind, which clearly has failed. There's something I'm missing though. Like I discussed with Zyla, there must have been an important reason why my past self from this timeline went to such dangers to try and get that information loaded into his mind. Perhaps it is central to bringing down Bosk. No, I can't let myself get carried away. This is too much like some heroic fantasy. It can't be something like that. Can it? In any case, this new personality seems to be the only way my mind managed to recover, like it's subduing the other mental signatures somehow. Jasper thought I'd never get any memories back because of that, until what we just heard from the Founder. To think, the Founder has prepared a way for me to get my memories back. How do you even know I lost them in the first place? And how does he have tech to restore them? What in the world is going on? It's a little too much to tell us simply to trust him for now without giving us any more to go off of. I have to remain cautious. Still, he did lead us to Pandora's box, and he seems aware of the risks of altering time in relationship to the pandemic. His wariness of Plan B gives me some confidence in his motives. But his Plan A, am I really able to build such a device? Even with my memories? My memories? Elijah's face twists at the thought of the unknown set before him. From that little message left by Dr. Tara, it seems that things in my past were complicated. And she mentioned, what was it again? Operation Regenesis. What is that about? This is way too much to wrap my head around. Is regaining my memories the only option? Is there really no other way? At that moment the door opens, as a gruff voice interrupts Elijah's wandering thoughts. Hey Elijah, Ica told me to get you. We're having a meeting now in the main room, about what to do from here. Okay, I'll be right up. Elijah arrives to see the group huddled in a circular formation in the middle of the room. It appears he is the last of the group to arrive, as the meeting has already begun. He quietly joins as the group continues locked in conversation. And how did you go today, Jasper? Does everything seem to be in order? Yeah, fortunately, it looks like we're all good to go on the hardware side of things. We have all the supplies needed to make the modifications. The software he sent through the drive to drive the changes seems fairly compatible too. I just need a bunch of tweaks to get it running properly with the hardware I have, but nothing I won't be able to solve. Excellent. How long do you think it'll take you to get that done? If everything goes well, a couple of days maybe? Is there anything we can do to help? Not really, it's pretty specialized work. Ica, if you and Amelia can keep me fed, that'll keep my spirits up, I can do the rest. Myself? And Amelia? Of course, and me. We never came to a decision who was the better cook between us. If anything, you should be honored he included you in the same breath as me when it comes to cooking. Not this again. And moving along, is there anything the rest of us can be doing? Not that I can think of. The most useful thing would be to continue to train and help around the place with the jobs needed. If you have spare time, feel free to search around the base for anything useful to us. Sounds good. Elijah, you just arrived. Got any questions? You have a key part in this, and we haven't heard from you about it. Not about this, really. There isn't much to say. I can't really help Jasper as I am. I don't think I have much of an option when what happens next. We'll just have to wait for the device to be completed and hope it works. I'm glad you understand. You're right. This does all right on you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's something you have to face, and that you have to face willingly. If we don't fight now, I don't think the Bureau will ever be brought down. I don't think it'll be easy for you, and I can't guarantee the device will work. Knowing that, are you sure you're still in with us? Are you sure you'll keep moving forward without backing out, no matter what you face? Pausing for a moment before responding, Elijah carries a pensive weight across his face. There's a reason Ica is speaking with such gravity in his voice. He wants me to weigh up my resolve before I begin. They can't have me backing out later in the journey. They need me to commit with a clear knowledge of what that means. Is anyone answer to give? Yes, I am. Elijah answers clearly and forthrightly. I'd be lying to say I'm not scared of the thought of it, both the machine failing, or even it working. Either way, I'm worried about what I might find out about myself. Still, it's all or nothing by this point. I won't back out now. You sure? There's no turning back from here. I'm positive. You can count on me. Good on you, Elijah. That's good to hear. Thank you, Elijah. Since I heard what the Founder had to say earlier today, I've been racking my brain to think of other ways to proceed. There really isn't another way. As you told me before, even if you find out who the 12 are, who rule from the future, and get rid of them, Bosk still holds the trump card. The Watchers, or anyone in Bosk, can always use the temper system to warn the past, to stop it from occurring. It really is as the founder says, we need to cut the head off the snake, and find a way to stop them using the temper system. It's the only way to defeat them. Exactly. If it's possible to stop the temper system, you're the only person on the planet who would be able to pull it off. You're the only person on the planet outside of Bosk's control who even knows the science. Whatever fear you have is reasonable, whatever trepidation is understandable, but you cannot let these things stop you. You have a larger responsibility. Remember that. I will. I won't back out, you have my word. Thanks, Elijah. Well, Jasper, we'll use the office room down the hall, to the right, to set up your device. You ready to start working on the hardware now? Already started. I'll use that room as you've said. I'll aim to be done in 2 days. Worst case scenario, it drags to 3. Most of that time will be spent on the software side of things. The hardware tweaks are surprisingly straightforward. Good, alright. Get a good night's sleep, everyone. See you tomorrow. The group starts to split up before Ica stops Zyla on her way out of the room. Zyla, wait a moment. Sure, what's up? Just realized we hadn't talked much and I didn't want you to think that I'd forgotten about you. Hearing Ica's words, Zyla can't help but return a warm, neutral smile. Natural smile. You don't need to worry about that, Ica. I know you haven't. Good, I just need to say it, so I don't keep thinking about it. I know you're always worrying about me anyway, even when you don't say it. We've been together forever. Don't you think I can tell by now? Yeah, I guess I do know that. I still feel better saying it anyway. You got a heap on your mind at the moment. Don't forget to run things by me every once in a while. It'll make you feel a whole lot better. Remember when we used to sneak out and meet up after hours to bitch about everything wrong with the orphanage? Yeah, out behind the laundry room. We used to meet up there all the time. Right. Didn't you feel a lot better about everything because of it? Like it made everything just a little lighter knowing someone else was with you on it all. This is the same as that. Remember that next time, okay? Okay, I will. I promise. Good. Zyla gives a satisfied smile to Ica before Ica queries Zyla again. One other thing. How do you really feel Elijah is going? You've been spending the most time with him. He's pushing hard, but mentally he can't be the most stable given everything he's been through. He seems to be getting better every day. Well, from what he said to me anyway. I think his panic attacks have mostly subsided. They must have been a result of the stuff his brain went through. Yeah, that's good. I really hope what we're about to put him through doesn't destabilize him though. I know the founder was aware of his memory loss, but I'm not sure how much he really understands about his condition. This procedure could be very taxing on him. You worried he could lose it or something? I don't know. I don't know anything about how this device works. I just assumed it'd be helpful for Elijah to be in good frame of mind when he goes in there. Honestly, I think he can do it. I trust him. I believe underneath it all, he is stronger than he seems. I don't think he's someone who'll give up, even if it is rough. It's good to hear. Looks like you've helped him already. Helped me already, putting some of my fears aside. You're right, I should talk to you more. I told you, little sis always knows best. That you do. You always have. Indeed. Well, I'm off to bed. Good night, Ica. Good night, Zyla. And thanks. You're welcome. Are we going to skip ahead a couple of days until the machine's done? Oh, we're jumping back to the 12. Viribus, 2099. "12 figures congregate for the last time as they gather to execute their final plan.
The time has finally come. Yes, the day to usher in our triumph is at hand. Long have we waited for our dream to become reality. Do we have the data package ready to send? Yes, I have personally overseen this task. I see. Has this been checked? Indeed, there are no errors in the data package itself, as long as we're still confident in our findings. Has everyone looked over the research again and are confident in our work?
All present stay quiet and simply nod in unison.
Then it seems we really have done it. Excellent. Then nothing can stand in our way. Load the data package into the Tempest system. Right away.
One of the figures walks to a terminal with a large screen facing the congregation. Plugging in a small device, a loading sequence starts up on the screen.
The next time we meet shall be in the new world, when all is finally brought to completion, when we have finally given birth to God. To think such an honor was brought about by our own hands. Yes, the instructions are foolproof. We shall meet again in what will be the final and eternal loop of humanity.
The 12 look on with expectation. as the loading bar rises slowly over the course of several minutes.
The loading sequence is completed. Let us check the files have correctly been uploaded for sending. There are different data sets to be sent to different recipients, all to ensure Project Aeon is appropriately implemented by the Watchers, and of course by our special representative. Beckett? Yes, this is quite an honor, even for myself, I must say. The year the data shall be sent to is 2059, as we agreed upon. We all agreed to send the data to that single date to eliminate the chance of significant world-line divergence that results in non-delivery error. Are we still in agreement on this point?
The group nod in approval.
Then it appears there is nothing holding us back. Let us view the final files to be sent and celebrate as we open the door to a new era.
Before them, the file list, content, and date to be sent is shown on the top of the screen, one by one as they look on. Whilst they're eager to move forward, they are unwilling to overlook a single detail. Too much is at stake for them to rush things now. It is at that moment of the 12 raise their voice in alarming fashion as the list gets to the very last of the files.
Hold on. All those prior were the correct files, but what are those last few? I don't recall seeing them when I did my check. What are they, and who had them added? Do you know anything about this, Seven? You're right. The date is the same as the others, but I don't recognize their purpose. All the correct files seem to be there unaltered. Those at the end seem to have been recently added. Either there has been some error or somebody has infiltrated our file systems. That's impossible. We must cancel the sending for now. We shall fix this error first and then send it afterwards. We must also investigate how these files came to be added.
At that moment, one of the 12 breaks ranks and makes a dash for the unit.
What are you doing? Stop!
Before anyone has a chance to react, the one numbered 7 of the 12 makes it to the terminal, pushing the operator out of the way.
Damn it, this better work. No, stop! What on earth are you...
Oh my god, 7 is the founder.
What on earth are you doing?
Before any of the lunging figures are able to reach him, he slams his hand down on the terminal, sending the message, and therefore timeline, back for what he hopes to be the final time.
Seawall in a new world. Which one that is, I guess, is soon to be determined. No!
Is Seven the founder? Is that what just happened? They have a traitor in their midst. Lucky for us, man. January 29th, 2016. Are we Elijah again? Elijah, you must listen to me. You mustn't look away. You can't avert your eyes from the reality any longer. Your eyes must remain open to see the truth in the shadow. Above all, don't stop moving forward. Even for a moment, no matter what you see. I know this will be hard, perhaps more than you can bear. But keep moving. I'll be waiting on the other side. What in the world was that? What's going on? Daddy, come on, get up. Huh? What's this now? Come on, Dad, wake up. You can't sleep all day. You got that thing you gotta make. Is that girl talking to me? Wake up? I must be dreaming. Daddy, guess I gotta get up then. Wake up, you gonna sleep all day? Huh? What? Is there a little girl here? What are you talking about? Do I look like a little girl? Not exactly. See, you're a bit screwy at the moment. Guess you're still waking up. Yes, I am. What a bizarre dream, though. Anyways, most of us have already finished breakfast, so if you don't want me eating it all, hurry up and get a feed. Oh, okay, thanks. I'll be out in a minute. Still puzzling over the strangely fragmented images lingering from his dreams, Elijah helps himself to the scraps left over from breakfast. He then sits down with his plate to watch as Zyla, Amelia, Ica, and Levi are locked in battle around the table. What is it you're playing? A card game called Mendax. Pretty intense battle you've just wandered in onto. You played this one before? No idea. Damn it, that's right. Sorry, keep forgetting about the whole no memories thing. Looks like maybe you have something affecting your head too, big guy. You're just bitter that I smoked you last round. Oh, it's good to know there's one thing you're good at. Bluffing. Alright, cool it, you two. Say, Elijah, you want to join in and play? No, I'm alright for now. I'll just watch until I figure out what's going on. It's quite a simple game. It's all about quick thinking and fooling your opponents. The essence of it is basic enough to understand, but the opportunity for intense matches and unique strategy make it a great game to play. In that case, I'm looking forward to joining in soon then. On that, I'm guessing Jasper isn't playing because he's working on the machine, yeah? You got it. We asked if he needed help, but at this stage we'd only be holding him back. Kinda sucks not to be able to do anything, but not much we can do about that right now. Yeah, fair enough. At that moment, Amelia suddenly raises her voice, slamming a card down onto the table. Haha! I knew you'd play the 9, Arco. Here we go, the deuce. Looks like this round goes to me. Amelia looks on with a smug look of satisfaction as Levi pulls out a loud puff of air. Yeah, right. That's just a bit of luck. We'll see. Another round? The group plays a few more rounds, after which Elijah decides to join the game. In his very first hand, he becomes plunged into a hard-fought four-way battle. This round is ridiculous. How could it still be going? I can't say I've ever played such an unlikely round either. You're playing some crazy moves for your first time, Elijah. Elijah takes a moment to think before proceeding. I believe that is game over. Elijah puts down a 10 card, drawing audible gasps from the 4 rival players. A 10? You kept that this whole time. How did you even manage to keep from playing that earlier? Well, I knew it would be the best move to play earlier, but if I managed to get through it without playing it, it would guarantee my victory later on. None of you would expect me to have a 10 after I could play that 5. Yeah, but the fact you're able to get through without playing it is impressive enough, let alone having the foresight to know it will ensure your victory. I must say it's incredibly impressive, Elijah. Is it really that impressive? The move seems a slight risk, but the best option from what I could tell, at least from what I've learned from the game so far. I guess even without your memories, that brain of yours is still working pretty well. Well, I'd say it's good to end on a high. Don't think we're going to play a better round than that today. Well, what do we do now? I've got an idea. How about we head up to the surface? It'd be good to get some sunshine and fresh air. You think it'd be safe to head up there, Riker? I could pause this to consider the situation before responding. Should be okay to go up if you don't go too far from here. The Bureau doesn't have live video satellites out here, and this spot is far enough away from the road to not be seen. So we can go up then? Zala speaks with the enthusiasm of a child at the prospect of going to the surface. Just go up for a little while and come back. Well, that's pretty safe. It's even safer down here, so we don't want to push our luck. Get some fresh air, but don't linger too long. Awesome. Can't wait to get some sunshine. That is if there is some sunshine. Anyone know what the weather's doing? Doesn't it snow up there? Nope. Alright, let's do this. You coming, Elijah? Yeah, sure, I'll come. Alright, let's go, guys. Whoa, it's snowing. Been forever since I've seen snow. It's beautiful. The forest stare almost dazed as the snowflakes gradually settle down to meet the earth. It's so soft. If only it wasn't so cold. Seriously, that again, Levi? I love the snow. I was hoping for sunshine, but this is even better. Elijah bends down and shovels the soft icy powder into his hands, and stands back up, bringing the snow close to his eyes as he inspects it deeply. What is it, Elijah? I don't know, I just felt like doing it. You like the snow? I don't know. It's a complicated feeling, but if I had to guess, I'd say I probably do. Hey, let's go up here. Zala leads the group on back toward the cliff face. Check out that view. Wow. You haven't been to the snow much, Amelia. The only snow anywhere near the city is up in these mountains. It's not like I had a lot growing up, so we only made it out this far once. It's pretty special to get to see it again. Did you see it snowing like this? Nope. Never been out while it was actually snowing. It's pretty cool. You ever made a snow angel? What? What's that? Are you serious? You don't know what a snow angel is? How about you guys? Maybe I did. I know, but no way I'm getting on my back all cold and wet down there. Your back wet? What are you talking about? Okay, here we go. Time to follow your instructor. On your back, people. The three of them lie down on their backs. Elijah and Amelia copying Zyla, while Levi looks on. Okay, now arms and legs, X, like this. Keep going. Alright then. Okay, got it. But what does this have to do with angels? Now on your feet, look down. What do you see? Oh, I get it. It looks just like an angel. That's awesome. I'm gonna make another one. Amelia jumps back in the snow to make another snow angel, which brings a smile to Elijah and Zyla's lips. Levi, you get down here and make a snow angel. Stop being such a wuss. No way. I'm fine right where I am, nice and dry. And how aren't you freezing wearing only that? I said. Amelia and Levi start squabbling as Amelia continues to make snow angels, trying to convince Levi to do likewise. Funny how such a small thing can revert someone to being like a child again. It is. even more so for us who rarely have gotten to see the snow. The two watch Amelia play in the snow and bicker towards Levi like a child would towards a brother. You didn't go in the snow much after either then? Zala pauses, looking intently down at the likeness of angels imprinted on the snow beneath their feet. She then steps forward toward Elijah. She once again stands at a close distance, one that initially puts Elijah on his heels, though its proximity he silently welcomes. No, I went with my parents when I was very little. I remember only little things. One of them was making snow angels. I never got to go back after they died. Not like the orphanage was going to take us all the way out here. So you like Amelia then? Yeah, I guess so. My parents promised we would return the following winter after our trip. I was really looking forward to that holiday. I waited all year to come back, basically counting down the days. But it was just before winter hit, well, when... I guess they didn't make it long enough to live out that promise. Zala looks heavenward as the falling snowflakes alight gently upon her face. I'm sorry. Don't be. Even though it hurts, I prefer to remember and feel the pain than to betray their memory and try to forget. I made peace with that type of sadness, a mix of gratitude and longing. What do you mean by that? Gratitude I experienced some such wonderful times with my parents, longing that it couldn't continue. One always comes with the other. So that's what the snow means to you then? Yes, it's intensely nostalgic, coming in waves of fondness and of melancholy. Elijah allows the gravity of Zala's words to sink in as he considers them deeply. Do you write? The way you expressed that was special, I guess. Now you're just teasing me. Who knows what Zala could have achieved had she been given a fair shot in her life. She is clearly very gifted. No, I really do mean it. I felt like I experienced exactly what you were saying, just by how you said it. It's quite a gift. Gee, I don't know how to respond to that. You're gonna make me lose my words so soon after complimenting them. Elijah smiles at Zala and Zala tries to turn away to hide her embarrassment. Sorry about that, I just had to say it. Anyway, I'm glad we were able to come back to the snow. I just wish it were under better circumstances. Well, for that to be possible, we'll have to get rid of the Bureau first. In that case, it looks like it's decided then. Wait, what is? We'll have to make sure we defeat the Bureau. And then when this is all over, we'll come back to the snow for a proper holiday. We? Yeah, well, the whole group, of course. Not just, you know. Zala pauses for a moment before bursting out in a laugh. Now look who's the embarrassed one. Okay, then it's a date. When this is all over, we're coming back for a proper snow holiday. Deal. We'll have to convince the others, but it can be done. Zala and Elijah spend several minutes in silence enjoying the gentle snow through the passage of time. Anyway, I guess we'd better head down to the others. Down, otherwise Ica won't be too happy with us. True. And we'll probably freeze soon, given what we're wearing. Let's come up again anyway. I've enjoyed it. It's been cathartic. Sounds good. Okay. I might need your help dragging these two back anyway. It looks like they're still going on at each other. Oh man, you're right. Okay, let's do it. Well, with that, I suppose we should wrap this episode up because we're definitely out of time for that. I always keep letting it run long, again. But I imagine Jasper's going to have the machine done soon. And then Elijah's going to get his memories back, and then shit's going to hit the fan again, as we can expect. It's going to get crazy when he gets his memories back. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting out to me, and I'll see you in the next one.